Okay, guys, today we'll be playing. Not playing anything. No, we're not playing Outlanders. We're doing Zack Films. So let's search in Zack Films money. Let's just full screen this guy. And then let's just watch this guy.
You and your brother are each handed $50. Your brother goes straight to Taco Bell and even treats his friends, while you put $40 in the bank.
That's good. That's smart. That's very good. That's actually good.
$10 for yourself. And after a month, the bank gives you an extra third of a percent, meaning you make 13 cents just for saving your money. The next month, you each get another $50. Your brother immediately buys a giant gummy worm, while you save another $40. And the bank gives you a third of a percent again. But now it's based on $80 and 13 cents, so this time you get about 26 cents. Each month, your brother blows all his money while you save most of yours. And every time you do, you earn a little more interest, which keeps growing as your savings grow. After 10 years, your brother has nothing but a weight problem and cavities, while you have about $6,000 in the bank. You and your brother are If you try to copy a $100 bill, your printer will look for a special pattern of circles on the note. As soon as it finds them, it flags it as currency and immediately cancels the printing process. Now, you might think you could just tape paper over those circles, then print out all the money you want. But modern notes have other secret markers, some that nobody even knows about. And when your printer finds them, well, it'll recognize the bill and block it. If you try to copy a $100 bill, can money actually grow on trees with enough science? Well, you'd have to look at the tree's DNA and find the parts that control its leaves. Using a special protein, make a tiny cut in genes that control shape and color. The DNA will try to repair itself, and as it does, you can sneak in new instructions. The new leaves will start to grow the way you want, getting more rectangular and developing white patterns. And if you keep editing, you'll get closer and closer to what you want over time, meaning in just 5 years, you could actually grow money on trees. Can money They soak $1 bills in bleach until the ink dissolves. And this is because real bills are made from special paper that's hard to recreate. Once all the ink is gone, a real banknote is left behind, and a printer then prints a fake $100 design. Now, if someone checks the note at a store, it will pass as a standard test. But if they look a little closer, they'll see it's missing the right UV marks, putting an end to the counterfeit operation. They soak $1. This is a stack of $1 million $1 bills. It's about 50 feet higher than the Statue of Liberty. $1 billion would be a lot higher, reaching 67 miles. This would just surpass the edge of the atmosphere, technically reaching space. Now, you might think Elon Musk's net worth of over $200 billion would reach the moon, but it doesn't even make it 7% of the way there. Even Apple's company valuation of nearly $3 trillion only makes it about 85% of the way to the moon. But if you take the current U.S. national debt of $33 trillion, you could make it all the way to the moon and back 4.5 times. Crease the dollar bill both ways. Then bring the top corners inward so they meet at the center line. Now unfold the bill and turn it over before folding those same corners again. Unfold it and push the center inward until it forms a pointed shape. Then flatten it down and bring both sides toward the point. Then tuck the corners inward. Hold the center while you pull the sides apart, and as it opens up, press the middle flat. Then leave it on the table looking like a fancy tip, even though it's just $1. Crease the dollar bill. If you dove into a pile of coins, some people think you could swim in it, but because they're made of metal, they'd actually lock into place to form a solid surface, and they'd be too heavy to move under your weight. Now, a pile of bills might look fluffy and soft, but unlike water, paper doesn't distribute force. Instead, it would all be focused on the spot that you land, and the friction between the bills would keep them stacked in a solid mass. If you dove into a pile of coins, if a long strip was taped to a dollar bill and fed into a soda machine before making a selection, could the money be yanked back out in time to get a free soda? Well, modern vending machines scan the bill by shining lights onto the paper, and if it reflects off the tape in unexpected ways, the machine will reject the bill. But older machines would only check for the magnetic ink inside the bill, meaning it could be accepted and then yanked out, leaving credit on the machine while you save the $1 bill. But remember, this is stealing. You would be a scumbag if you tried it. If a long strip was taped, a money counter uses friction rollers to pull each bill individually. These rollers grip one bill at a time, ensuring they move one by one into the machine. The separated bills then pass through a scanning mechanism with light sensors that detect and count each bill. The sensors also check for size and security features to verify authenticity. This precise one-by-one handling ensures accurate counting and prevents jams during the process. A money counter uses...
His king has no squares, so if I give a check, this is checkmate.
What?
Oh yeah, the bishop. Oh wait, but I have another rook.
Can you legally destroy money? This is my money. I can do what I want
No, this is not
with it.
Zack Films.
This is the only
No, this is
efficient...
not Zack Films. It's not Zack.
Crease the dollar bill both ways. Then bring the top corners inward so they meet.
Whatever, I don't care. I don't know. This.
They crept towards the house, keeping their footsteps light so they wouldn't be heard, all to steal a bucket of poop. You see, in Japan, poop was really valuable. Farmers needed it as fertilizer, helping crops grow faster. And people even traded their poop in exchange for food. Eventually, human poop became so valuable that thieves risked getting caught just to steal it. They crept towards the house, keeping their...
Why don't you just poop and use that poop? You don't have to steal, dude. That doesn't make sense. Also,
The dogs would poop in the streets, and soon the city was covered in it. So officials set up special checkpoints, and anyone who handed in poop was given a lottery ticket. Citizens rushed to pick up the poop, collecting over 14,000 bags of it. And when the raffle was drawn, the winner received a bar of real gold, all because she turned in poop.
what's that? Wait.
The dogs would poop in the streets, and
The dog's poop is a good way to start a sentence. Turn poop into gold in a week. How'd you got the gold bar? I gave for it a dog poop. For those wondering, launch a highly successful Gold for Poop program starting in August 2011 to encourage citizens to pick up dog poop. Well, that's pretty. That's true. Come on, Max, you can do this. Poop. That's like, wait, I glitched it out.
the city was covered in it. So officials set up special checkpoints, and anyone who... When an astronaut poops in space, their waste could be taken and mixed with special microbes. And these would eat the solids, releasing gas as they go. The gas could then be used to feed bacteria, which would multiply quickly. And since the whole thing would be heated to almost 160 degrees, it would kill any germs left from the poop. Next, the bacteria could be collected and turned into a paste, which astronauts would eat. This would save room on the spacecraft by turning their own poop into food. When an astronaut poops, during the meeting, the floor collapses.
What's
When an astronaut poops in space, their waste could... During the meeting, the floor collapsed and sent the nobles tumbling into a pit of human waste below. Now, the king managed to grab onto a window ledge and climb to safety, but the ones that fell were crushed by the fallen floorboards, while the others drowned in poop. The toxic gas in the pit suffocated the others to death. So even though they had lived in great luxury, the nobles died buried in a pile of poop. During the meeting, the floor collapsed. You could save your poop and donate it to someone who has an infection in their intestines. Your sample would be screened to make sure that it has the helpful bacteria and that it's also free from contaminants. Then, through a colonoscopy, your poop would be delivered to another person's infected intestines. Your healthy poop will repopulate their gut with good bacteria, which fights the infection and restores balance in their digestive system. Your poop normally travels smoothly all the way through your colon. But if you're constipated, your intestines absorb too much water from your poop. This makes it dry and hard, causing it to move very slowly through your colon. Eventually, the slow-moving poop impacts with more poop, causing a blockage. And this can lead to a large, hard mass that completely stops the colon from moving your poop.
Oh my god.
Your poop
I'm gonna go grab a snack. You guys can keep watching me.
normally travels smoothly all the way through your colon. But if you're constipated, your intestines absorb too much water from your poop. This makes it dry and hard, causing it to move very slowly through your colon. Eventually, the slow-moving poop impacts with more poop, causing a blockage. And this can lead to a large, hard mass that completely stops the colon from moving your poop. Your poop normally travels smoothly all the way through your colon. But if you're constipated, your intestines absorb too much water from your poop. This makes it dry and hard, causing it to move very slowly through your colon. Eventually, the slow-moving poop impacts with more poop, causing a blockage. And this can lead to a large, hard mass that completely stops the colon from moving your poop. Your poop normally travels smoothly all the way through your colon. But if you're constipated, when you take a bite of food and swallow it, it travels down the esophagus and into your stomach. There, acids turn the food into a semi-liquid paste before it's sent down to the intestines. Then, most of the nutrients get absorbed into your bloodstream, and the large intestines removes the water and moisture. The food, now without any nutritional value, is excreted as waste. When you take a bite of food, the bug shoots out a sticky goo, which is scraped off the tree and washed in a giant pot. Next, it's laid out on the ground to dry before getting stuffed into a long sock over a hot furnace. And as it rotates, the dried goo melts, dripping onto the tray below. It's then sprayed into an even layer and stretched by a worker using their hands and feet until it's nearly transparent. Finally, it's cut into small pieces, shipped to factories around the world, and mixed into candy to make it shiny. So when you bite into a jelly bean, you're basically eating bug goop.
Wait, but I thought it said
The bug shoots out
Shoots out. Look. Literally.
goo, which is scraped off the tree and washed. The bug shoots out a sticky goo. She saw something weird inside her squat toilet. Confused, she went outside to open the septic tank and found a man squashed inside her toilet pipe. Police tried to pull him out, but he was wedged in too tight. So they dug out the entire pipe and cut him loose. They quickly realized he was dead, wearing only his pants and holding the rest of his clothes in his hand. His face was turned toward the toilet, so they assumed he crawled into the pipe to spy on the woman, and the police closed the case. But he was actually a respected member of the community, even working with the mayor on his re-election campaign. He also protested a local nuclear power plant, and because of this, some people think he was murdered over politics. But since the case was never reopened, his death remains a mystery. She saw something weird.
For what is a man?
Most people think that when lava touches...
If you walk along...
No, this is not Zack
This man
Films,
just
Steve.
jumped out of a plane without a parachute, and the
When you take a bite of food and swallow it, it travels down the esophagus and into your stomach. There, acids turn the food into a semi-liquid paste.
Oh, yeah. What the? That's it.
When the trigger is pulled, it forces the liquid medicine through a nozzle the thickness of a human hair. And this creates a narrow, high-speed jet, which pierces the skin and sprays the medicine into the muscle. It spreads evenly through the tissue, meaning your body absorbs it faster than a regular shot. And the whole thing is done without a needle. When the trigger is pulled, it forces the... A doctor can make an incision on your neck if you can't breathe, carefully cutting all the way through the skin and fat underneath. They'll move and reposition the thin muscles and connective tissue that surround your windpipe. And finally, they make an incision in your trachea and insert a breathing tube. This causes the air to bypass your blocked throat, allowing you to breathe. A doctor can make an His stomach grew into a potbelly over time, so he exercised regularly and didn't drink beer to try and get rid of it. But even after losing 34 pounds, it was still there. Doctors told him it was nothing, but he demanded a full-body scan, and they found a 30-pound tumor wrapped around his kidney. It took 6 hours of surgery to remove it, along with the kidney, but he fully recovered. His stomach... A woman suddenly lost consciousness while a fake doctor was performing an illegal laser treatment on her. And instead of taking her to the hospital, he shoved her body into a suitcase. He left this suitcase in his garage for weeks while her family and police searched for her. To hide the evidence, he buried her body in the garage and poured concrete over it. The remains were discovered nearly a year later, and the man was sent to prison. A woman suddenly lost consciousness. They cut out a chunk of the bone before dropping it into liquid nitrogen. You see, if the bone has cancer, freezing it will kill the cancer cells. Then the bone is warmed and dipped into saline. Now, this process hardly damages the bone, so its natural shape is preserved, meaning the cancer-free chunk fits perfectly back into your body before being locked in with plates and screws. They cut out a chunk of... Claire took the new weight loss pill, excited to finally get rid of her hunger. She celebrated over a pizza dinner with her family, but her plate remained empty. Her appetite had vanished. She finally felt in control. Within just a few days, the weight melted off. But then, the real change started to hit. Pancakes smelled like vomit. Homemade meals made her gag. Even water tasted rotten. She tried to quit the pills, but even after she stopped, her body still reacted like everything was poison. Just the thought of food made her panic. Doctors told her the medication had connected the thought of food with being poisoned. It couldn't be undone, and it was happening to everyone who had taken it. After months of being on a feeding tube, she finally got the news. A second pill had hit the market, offering 24 hours of relief. She cried as she finally enjoyed dinner with her family, and every bite was better than she ever remembered. But within a day, the pharmacies were out of the new medication. People ended up fighting over the pills in the streets. One night, Claire dragged herself to a pharmacy. It was already filled with others like her. Rummaging through the medications scattered on the floor, she grabbed a handful of mixed pills and swallowed, desperately hoping that something in there would bring her hunger back. Claire took the new weight loss. You might find hair, teeth, and even an eye if you cut open a teratoma tumor. These tumors form when germ cells grow abnormally in the womb, and these cells have the potential to develop into any tissue in the body. Sometimes these cells clump together and start forming different body parts within a single tumor. Now, while odd, these tumors are usually harmless. You might find hair, teeth, and even an eye if you cut open a teratoma tumor. These tumors form when germ cells grow abnormally in the womb, and these cells have the potential to develop into any tissue in the body. Sometimes these cells clump together and start forming different body parts within a single tumor. Now, while odd, these tumors are usually harmless.
Look at that. Boy, okay, I have to now out.
You might find hair, teeth, and even an eye if you cut a teratoma tumor.
But they are usually, they are usually, how do you spell usually? I have to wait till the end.
Tumors when germ cells grow abnormally in the womb, and these cells have the potential to develop into any tissue in the body. Sometimes these cells clump together and start forming different body parts within a single tumor. Now, while odd, these tumors are usually harmless.
Okay. Usually harmless. No. Harmless. There we go. But no, not tut. But they are usually harmless. Oh god.
When you break a bone, a doctor lines up the two pieces so that they are straight. Then a cast is wrapped around the body part to keep the bones from moving. A soft bone replacement forms around the break to help hold it together. It then creates new tissue using specialized cells to bridge the gap, fusing the broken ends of the bone together. Finally, blood vessels travel to help heal the area, and in time, the bone regains its strength. When you break a bone, a doctor lines... Have you ever wondered why doctors flick the syringe before giving you a shot? Now, while it might seem like a trivial gesture, it's actually pretty crucial for your safety. You see, when the medicine is drawn up, air bubbles can sometimes get trapped in the syringe. And if these bubbles enter your bloodstream, they can actually block your blood flow. But by flicking the syringe, doctors move these bubbles to the top and push the plunger to force them out. This ensures that only the medicine is being injected. Have you ever wondered why doctors flick...
Eric, pronounce this.
1999.
Jonathan?
1888.
Right.
11/11/11.
Not right.
Our queen is under attack. When you break a bone, a doctor lines up the two pieces so that they are straight. Then a cast is wrapped around the body part to keep the... You might find hair, teeth, and even an eye if you open a teratoma.
Okay, let's do this. And now let's just say bye guys, I'm about to leave. About to go home. Just forget about that. I'm just doing it. But bye, 3, 2, 1, go.